I want you to imagine two apartments in the same city, the same neighborhood, with similar rent. The first apartment belongs to someone earning $95,000 a year. Inside, you find a 75-inch TV on the wall, a $4,000 leather sectional, a kitchen packed with appliances still in their boxes, closets overflowing with clothes that still have tags on them, and a spare room turned into storage for things that have not been touched in years. This person opens their bank account with a knot in their stomach, and they are only 2 missed paychecks away from real trouble. The second apartment belongs to someone earning $52,000 a year. Inside, there is breathing room, a simple couch, a normal-sized TV, a kitchen with only the tools that actually get used, and a closet full of clothes that are worn often. The spare room is really a bedroom. This person checks their bank account with calm confidence, has 18 months of expenses saved, and invests 20% of every paycheck. In the same neighborhood, the person earning almost half as much has nearly 10 times the financial security. This is not really a story about income. It is a story about the hidden link between money and stuff that most people never fully understand. The first person is not obviously bad with money. They are not gambling, they do not have a destructive habit, and they are not living recklessly. They simply built a lifestyle that now demands every dollar just to keep it going. The second person figured out something that changed everything. Owning less does not mean living worse. It means living on purpose, and that kind of intentional living creates the financial breathing room most high earners never experience. Today, I want to walk you through the minimalist money rules that separate people who always seem to have money from people who never do, no matter what they earn. These rules are not about suffering or deprivation. They are about understanding that every object you own has hidden costs attached to it, and those costs matter far more than most people realize. The first idea that changes everything is this: every item you own costs money twice. The first cost is obvious. It is the price tag. It is what you paid at the register. But the second cost is the one most people ignore, and it is often bigger than the first. That second cost includes storage, maintenance, mental energy, and opportunity cost. That treadmill you bought takes up space in your home, and space is expensive. In many cities, you are effectively paying hundreds of dollars a year just to keep that thing sitting there. A boat is even worse. It needs winterizing, cleaning, registration, insurance, and repairs. Even if it never hits the water, it still costs thousands every year to own. And that is before you even count the mental load. Every item you own takes a little piece of your attention. It has to be cleaned, organized, maintained, insured, and eventually thrown out. Clutter has even been linked to higher stress and worse focus. On top of that, every dollar tied up in stuff is a dollar not invested. That home gym setup could have been thousands in index funds instead, growing for years. You did not just buy equipment. You bought that equipment instead of future freedom. That is why minimalists think differently. They do not avoid possessions because they hate nice things. They avoid them because they have calculated the real cost and decided most things are not worth it. The first rule is simple: calculate cost per use before buying anything. Before you purchase something, think about how many times you will realistically use it, then divide the total cost by that number. That gives you the real cost per use, which is the only honest way to judge value. A $200 jacket worn twice is $100 per wear. A $400 jacket worn 200 times is $2 per wear. That expensive jacket is actually the better deal. This one calculation destroys most impulse purchases right away. A $300 gadget you use twice a year is absurdly expensive when you break it down. But a $2,000 mattress used every night for 10 years becomes amazing value. A $1,500 espresso machine used daily for 5 years may actually save you money over coffee shop visits. The math cuts through marketing, emotion, and pressure and shows what truly makes sense. The second rule is to use the replacement test on everything you already own. Walk through your house and ask one question about each item. If this disappeared today, would I buy it again? Be honest. Would you replace that fondue set? Would you buy another bread maker? Would you repurchase the clothes you have not worn in 18 months? For most things, the answer is no. They are in your life because of inertia, not intention. They were impulse buys, gifts you felt bad about getting rid of, or leftovers from old hobbies you no longer care about. Those things have negative value. They take up space, create mental clutter, and steal time without really giving anything back. Minimalists get rid of items that fail this test. They sell what still has value, donate what someone else can use, and throw away what serves nobody. At first it feels uncomfortable, but afterward it feels freeing. Rooms feel bigger, cleaning gets easier, and life feels simpler because everything left actually matters. The third rule is to never upgrade just because you are bored. A lot of people with good incomes still have almost nothing to show for it because they keep replacing perfectly usable things just because a newer version exists. The TV works, but the new one has slightly better picture quality. The phone works, but the camera improved a little. The car runs fine, but the newer model looks nicer. The furniture still functions, but they are tired of looking at it. These upgrades feel like progress, but they are really wealth destruction dressed up as improvement. Minimalists have a simple policy: do not replace something that still works. A phone that makes calls, sends texts, and runs apps does not need to be replaced because a newer one came out. A car that gets you where you need to go does not need to be swapped just because your neighbor bought a shinier one. That one rule can save enormous amounts of money over a lifetime. People often replace phones every 2 or 3 years, even when the old one is fine, and over decades that habit can waste tens of thousands of dollars. Applied across every category, upgrade culture can easily cost more than most people ever realize. Boredom is not failure. The existence of something newer is not failure. Real failure is when the item no longer does what it is supposed to do. The fourth rule is to make spending harder and saving easier. People usually follow the path of least resistance. If spending is easy and saving is difficult, they will spend. If saving is easy and spending is difficult, they will save. So minimalists shape their environment to make the right choice the easy one. That means removing saved credit card details from online stores, waiting 24 hours before any non-essential purchase, deleting shopping apps, unsubscribing from promotional emails, and only going to stores when you already know exactly what you need. On the other side, saving should be automatic. Transfers to investment accounts should happen on payday before you even see the money. Checking should hold only what you need to use. Saving should be treated like a fixed bill, not something you hope to do later. These system changes matter more than willpower because willpower runs out. Your environment does not. A person relying on willpower will eventually give in when they are tired, stressed, or emotional. A person who removed shopping apps and payment shortcuts cannot impulse buy in that moment. Minimalists do not trust themselves to always feel strong. They build systems that make good decisions automatic. A 24-hour waiting period alone can wipe out most impulse purchases because most desires fade once the initial rush passes. The fifth rule is to count your possessions regularly. That sounds obsessive until you try it. Counting creates awareness, and awareness prevents mindless accumulation. Pick one category, count everything you own in it, and write the number down. Most people are shocked when they do this because they underestimated how much they actually have. They think they own 10 shirts and discover they own 40. They think they have a handful of kitchen gadgets and realize the drawer is packed. The number itself changes behavior. Once you know you own 47 shirts, buying another one feels different. You are not just buying a shirt. You are making the pile bigger. Minimalists often set category limits, like a total number of clothing items or books, or they use a one-in, one-out rule where a new item means an old one must go. That kind of limit stops lifestyle creep. Without it, possessions naturally expand to fill the room available. With it, every new purchase becomes a conscious decision about what it is replacing. The sixth rule is to rent or borrow before buying. A lot of people buy things they only use heavily for a short period and then barely touch again. The excitement fades, the enthusiasm drops, and the item joins the pile of things you own but barely use. Minimalists test interests first by renting or borrowing. Want to try camping? Rent gear for a few trips. Want to get into woodworking? Borrow tools or use a makerspace. Want a kayak? Rent one several times before buying. That approach does two important things. First, it reveals whether your interest is real or just temporary excitement. Second, it teaches you what you actually need before you spend money on the wrong thing. A lot of closets and garages are basically museums of abandoned hobbies. Ski gear, camera equipment, musical instruments, exercise tools. Minimalists avoid becoming collectors of old enthusiasm. They test first, then buy only if the interest sticks. The seventh rule is to understand the lifestyle multiplier effect. Every possession connects to other purchases. A boat needs a trailer, a tow vehicle, storage, maintenance supplies, safety gear, and sometimes special clothing. A home gym needs flooring, mirrors, storage, ventilation, and maybe even renovations. A pool needs chemicals, cleaning tools, covers, furniture, and sometimes landscaping. A motorcycle needs gear, storage, and often a trailer or special transport. The real cost is never just the object. It is the whole ecosystem that comes with it. A $5,000 purchase can quietly become $12,000 once all the support costs are added. And the reverse is true too. Selling one major item can eliminate a whole stream of expenses. Getting rid of the boat means no more storage, insurance, registration, maintenance, or towing costs. That is where the real savings are. The eighth rule is to define enough before you keep earning more. High earners often get trapped because they never decide what enough actually looks like. Their income rises, so they upgrade their life. Then the upgrade becomes normal, and they need another raise to feel ahead again. That loop never ends. People making $300,000 can feel as stressed as people making $80,000 because their expenses expanded with their income. Minimalists break the cycle by deciding ahead of time what kind of house is enough, what kind of car is enough, and what level of comfort is truly satisfying. Then they work toward that target instead of moving the goalposts forever. Maybe a $350,000 house is enough, even if a bigger one becomes affordable later. Maybe a $30,000 car is enough, even if everyone around you drives much more expensive ones. Defining enough gives you a finish line. Without it, you run an endless race where your spending always grows to match your income. With it, extra income can finally go straight into saving and investing. That is how one person with a clear enough level can build wealth incredibly fast, while someone earning the same amount but constantly upgrading saves almost nothing. The ninth rule is to measure wealth by optionality, not accumulation. Most people think wealth means visible things, houses, cars, and possessions. Minimalists think differently. They ask what choices money gives you. Can you leave a job that is destroying your mental health? Can you take time off for a family emergency? Can you move for love, change careers, or start a business without panic? Can you say no to good money when it comes with bad values? Those choices are real wealth, and they come from margin between income and spending. A person earning $200,000 but spending $195,000 has very little freedom. A person earning $80,000 but spending $45,000 has a lot of freedom. Minimalists understand that liquid money buys optionality, while stuff usually does not. Money tied up in a car you do not need cannot help you during a transition. Home equity sitting in a house that is too big cannot fund a sabbatical or a career change. Every purchase is really a trade, object now or more freedom later. Sometimes the trade is worth it, often it is not. The 10th rule is to declutter on a cycle instead of waiting for one giant purge. Most people who try minimalism do one huge clean-out, feel great for a while, then slowly refill their homes until they are back where they started. Minimalists avoid that by doing small, regular reviews. They check new items weekly, review one category monthly, and assess overall accumulation every quarter. That approach catches clutter early before it gets out of control. Removing 3 items a week is easy to sustain. Removing 300 items once a year feels overwhelming and usually gets postponed. Regular review also makes patterns obvious. You notice which categories keep growing, which emotions drive shopping, and which marketing tricks work on you personally. That awareness helps you prevent the problem instead of just cleaning it up later. Here is a simple way to start. This week, walk through your home with the replacement test in mind and identify 10 items you would not replace if they disappeared. Sell, donate, or throw them out. This month, use the 24-hour rule for all non-essential spending and see how many urges disappear on their own. This quarter, count what you own in a few categories that tend to grow, like clothing, kitchen items, and entertainment, and set a limit for each. This year, define what enough looks like for the big categories in your life: housing, transportation, clothing, and comfort. Write those definitions down and use them when temptation shows up. The financial change from these habits compounds over time. Someone who follows these rules for 5 years ends up owning much less, saving much more, and creating a gap between their income and their lifestyle that becomes real wealth. And here is what people rarely say about minimalism and money. The relationship goes both ways. Owning less creates more money, but having more money also makes owning less feel natural. When your savings are strong and your investments are growing, the urge to accumulate fades. The need for security and status gets satisfied by financial strength instead of physical stuff. People stuck in consumption cycles often cannot explain why they keep buying so much. Usually, spending is temporarily covering an insecurity. When that insecurity is replaced by real financial stability, the urge to buy often shrinks on its own. That creates a good cycle. Spend less, save more, feel safer. Spend even less, save even more. The opposite cycle is just as strong but destructive. Spend everything, feel insecure. Spend more for comfort, feel even more insecure. Repeat until something breaks. The cycle you are in will shape your financial future more than income ever will. Minimalism is not about suffering. It is about recognizing that most purchases do not make life much better once your basic needs are already covered. Studies consistently show that after a point, more stuff adds very little to happiness. Yet most people spend as if happiness rises linearly with every extra dollar. Minimalists do not. They spend enough to be comfortable, then direct the rest toward freedom instead of accumulation. They end up with less stuff and more life. That second apartment at the beginning, the one with the calm bank account and 18 months of savings, belongs to someone who follows these rules. They did not get there because they earned less or because they were lucky. They got there because they understood what matters. The first apartment, full of stuff but short on security, belongs to someone who never questioned the idea that more possessions mean a better life. Both versions are available to you, no matter what you earn right now. The real choice is simple. Do you want to own your possessions, or do you want your possessions to own you? The math strongly favors the first option. So does peace of mind.